this fucking thing is rolling. The balls are in our court now. This is Untitled Podcast Test that may or may not even get uploaded to the internet. I'm Daniel.
I'm Michael.
I'm Sarah.
I'm also Michael.
DePon's over there. He's eating some fries. I can hear it. I can hear the ice.
Oh.
I can hear the ice.
Oh God, that's...
Okay, so you guys were talking about how you wanted to name this thing Broadcast Boys, and this is the kind of the name I came up with on the fly. But like, I do have an idea for a name for this show because I came up with a bit, and this all hinges on the bit in that new listeners would come into the show and they would have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about because every episode I would open it with a different thing, like a different podcast.
Right.
All right. So hypothetically, I'm just gonna find one that I picked. Okay. All right. This week on Equestrian Eye for the Straight Guy, your one-stop equestrian podcast. Are horses real? Like, have you ever seen one? But first, here's the real show. Yeah, that sort of shit. And then,
That really sounds like a bunch of gay horses just trying to fuck them.
I thought you were fucking getting into some
but like,
grody-ass
but like,
bullshit.
at the end of that, I would always say, and now here's the real show, and I call it the real show. That's kind of uninspired, but that's the best thing I got.
I like that. I like that a lot,
Do
actually.
you think that the people who do regular show would take objection to that?
There's more letters than regular, so I don't think so.
Here's a question.
real is different than
Just
regular.
housekeeping here. Seeing as, like, we are planning on putting this out at some point
In the future.
in the future,
The way of the future. The way of the future.
how, like, can we say copyrights, or should we just come up with legally safe knockoffs? Like
No, I
the
feel like because we're
Starbucks coffee
discussing
I'm
it,
drinking right
it's
now.
fine. But because you're, like, not singing a song or...
Like, I'm not going to say I'm drinking a Richard's Crimson right now. I'm not going to say that. It's a fucking Richard's Red.
Oh, Richard's Crimson.
Well, I mean, I did go to Domingo's and grab some sick-ass pizza.
Dude, straight up, I work with a guy. He worked at Domino's
please
in
sponsor us.
Dartmouth, and he keeps calling it Domahose. And he's like, all right, I worked at Domahose for like 10 years. I'm like, what is Domahose? It was,
It's
But
like,
is English his first language?
yes. And, well, I mean, kind of. He's from Nova Scotia.
So it's not, is what I'm hearing.
eyes the vibe.
Oh, too mean? Probably not mean enough.
Sounds like
Either
a
way.
sex service that also sells pizza. Domahose.
Well, yeah. You bring up your Domahose pizza.
Well, I mean-
Domahose prostitute tracker. Trademark that. That's okay. All right, there we
Timmy
go.
hosts prostitutes that serve
Sugar
you
is
coffee.
prepping your order.
I'll have one pepperoni pizza,
Now with
please.
your own iPod app.
You can combine it all, have be like a ride-sharing app as well, where the pimp just rolls up, you get in with the pizza and the prostitutes, and he takes you where you want to go, and you walk out with your choice of either pizza or prostitute.
Didn't they
Why not
literally
both,
do
though?
that in BoJack Horseman?
I don't know. I haven't seen past the first
Possible.
season.
They did
That's kind of what it turned
they did a
into.
stripping,
Like the ride-sharing
Ride-share
shit. Yeah.
service. but it was for horny men. They didn't necessarily strip. They just drove them places.
I mean, I guess they need it the most. I'm gonna bring.
Because, let's be real, how many horny men do you know that also need to be driven places?
There's so
you guys like
much
that
of
Oreo sound?
So much Oreo.
I'm so
Oh, God.
sorry.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Let's get that clean. Seal it back up and then open it. Just
Okay.
no one talk. No one talk.
Okay.
I just want to see the waveform. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought.
This is fucking comedy poison.
Speak for yourself, man. I'm over here and I'm doing good. So anyway, hypothetically, if we were to name this thing, put it up for regular syndication, well, not syndication, but, publish it on the internet, iTunes, podcast app, maybe even Max Fun, probably not. They wouldn't take us. They would never take us.
We should put
Bottom
it on
line, though.
SoundCloud.
Well,
Be
I
the
have, like-
SoundCloud rapper you want to see in the world.
I have like
Daniel.
5 minutes of
I don't want to
SoundCloud
see
left.
any more SoundCloud rappers in
Just
the world.
put some like
Very much.
free rights, like ambient music over it,
Just like
and you'll
some-
be the hottest hit.
Go
in
to
like
one of those
3 days.
24-hour chill ambient music channels on YouTube I see. with
Yeah.
the anime
All right,
girl
I'm
and the
deciding
Anime
this now.
chill hop.
No more
Yeah.
broadcast. We're just putting out like 2 hours of vaporwave remixes every week.
Dude,
Hey,
why is
that's
James
it.
not here for that? He can
said he
get
was
us
gonna be.
right. Yeah, whatever.
He lied to me.
What a
Anyway,
bitch.
bottom line. What I was saying is that hypothetically this would follow somewhat of a structure in that I'm going to point at somebody, they would tell me about their week, but it occurs to me we're all boring as shit, so I'm going to start it off by saying it's like 1 degree outside. It's above freezing, which means all of this shit, the literal fecal matter in the neighborhood is starting to rise, and this whole fucking neighborhood smells like garbage.
Well, on the plus side, you don't start to smell it until about like the intersection before that school.
That's still pretty far away from here. Like,
And, like,
that's,
I'm
that's
so
a pretty
glad I
good
moved here.
range.
It was a thing last year when the spring came and all the whole time smelled like this, but it's November something. It should be
It's 18.
17th?
18th.
18th.
It is
It's
the 18th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fact checking will ruin this podcast. But I'm glad
It is a nebulous time when you are listening to this podcast.
It could be the future for all you know. Hey,
We're
guess
from
what?
The future.
What if it's the past, though?
Anonymous team here won the
By the way,
Super
quick
Bowl.
spoiler here: Snape kills Dumbledore.
I mean, hypothetically, it's always the past. We're never actually in the
I
present
was
because
just
of the way
gonna point
time.
that out.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's a really valid point.
I am
now that I
far
think
too
about it.
sober for this conversation.
So ultimately, we just control how much of the past we're in when I decide to upload this. After I compress it and edit Michael out the magic of audio mastery. Which Michael, you decide. Oh,
He
Your audio
means
mastery
me.
versus
He always
Michael's
fucking
audio
means
mastery.
me.
Sorry,
So we should just talk about the new Overwatch character, right? David
Yes.
Bowie.
David Bowie,
you off right there.
the Starman.
So I'm just hitting buttons and turning people's microphones off, and now I'm the only one left. It's all me. The cheese stands alone. All right, I'm gonna bring it back now. All right, you're all back in.
Whoa! What the fuck happened?
Holy
I don't
fuck.
know where I am.
So-
What year is it?
So I have not played Overwatch since pre-Doomfist.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I love everything about Doomfist. I think he's my favorite character in Overwatch right now.
He potentially could be, because he's literally just a fighting game character.
But that's the greatest thing. And also he's like, oh man, have you seen how his pecs are just so chiseled?
Yeah, he's like Terry Crews. Even
he's
though he's
not
not
Terry
he's not
Crews.
voiced by Terry Crews,
Wah,
but
wah.
he's Terry Crews in spirit.
But yeah,
Overwatch now
David
sponsored
Bowie
by
in her
Old
piss
Spice.
stream.
So David Bowie,
And her
aka
piss stream.
Moira, and her piss stream,
Gotta make sure you preface that by saying that.
her something. I don't remember what her
What?
fucking attack is called.
There is music coming from the next building, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very loud.
Our neighbors have always been loud on either side, so what are you gonna do?
So anyway, her piss stream and her floating orbs are fucking insane. The range is so ridiculous. It's like playing Symmetra if she was like actually
Does-
a support character.
Does the orb track?
No, but it bounces off walls, and it might as well track because if you're moving backwards, it's gonna keep following you, and it's the worst.
But see, I liked that because you know how like with Symmetra you could play like ping pong with two Genjis and then just kind of
Yeah.
like a Symmetra ball. It's like that, but it's like Arcanoid where it's bouncing off the walls. I like that.
Right, and it's great for her, but everyone plays her, and she's impossible to counter unless you're Zarya or Pharah.
I'm glad because there were very few. Like Zarya could counter a lot of things, but there were no specific like Zarya is the #1 counter pick for this character. Because like you get the Bastion Genji thing. That's old history at this point. Zarya needs more enemies. Everybody.
Well, I mean, I'm like a mid to high silver player, so I can't really say anything. Maybe there's a better counter.
Fucking brag about it.
No, silver's shit.
Hi guys, I'm Michael, and I'm a mid to high silver Overwatch player.
There's nothing to brag about there. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm garbage, so there's probably a better counter.
The highest rank I ever got in
Oh,
a
so
video
what
game.
you're saying is it's like
okay.
Alcoholics Anonymous, but for Overwatch players? Like, hi, my name's Michael. I'm a mid to range silver player. Hi, Michael.
So like, I had no video game skills to go off of, but the highest rank I ever got in a video game was Diamond, and it was because of a bug in Halo 5. They just gave me Diamond and SWAT, and then it took it away from me for cheating. So I guess I got what I deserved.
And how low did you go?
I didn't rank again, so remain.
Wait. So you're saying like they fucking gave you a rank because of a fuck up in the game, and then they fucking like got on your ass about cheating, which you didn't even try to do.
They got on
or
my
ask-
ass. They just kind of took it away and said, "All right, do it legit." I'm like, I don't wanna. Even though, like, I actually got to gold plus or whatever, and then I'm like,
That sounds pretty good.
yeah. But then I'm like, rank is stupid. I'm just gonna go in big team battle and fuck around with the jeeps.
It's like if you gave a kid a cookie.
If
And
you
then
gave
just-
a mouse a cookie,
If you
you'll
gave
probably
just
need
like-
to give him a glass of
if you gave a mouse a moose,
Oh!
But like, if you gave a kid like a piece of candy or something, then just take it away from him and fucking send him up to his room because like he stole it.
that's great and all, but I want to address something. Isn't the give a mouse a cookie getting like a film adaptation?
I really hope so, because
What
the
the
Little
fuck
Prince or
would they
whatever
even
from like
do in that
1945 got
movie?
one and it didn't deserve it.
The Rock is the mouse.
Nice.
No, it's not. I just
Canon.
remember hearing one time, like, yeah, they're making a movie out of that children's book. And I'm like, well, we already know the plot is that you give the thing too many things, and then the thing becomes a problem.
If you
And
give
Vin
him a
Diesel's the
cookie,
kid.
he takes over the Rhineland.
Yeesh. Oh,
Glad I missed that one.
Yeah. Fuck.
On the topic of being good at video games, I know 10 ways to avoid blue shells in Mario Kart 7, so I think I will.
Do you want to list those 10 ways? I'll
Yeah.
give you my
Wait,
mic.
Yeah. Someone come over on mic and list those ways.
That's
So
really
the pawn is
important.
coming on. And he says he knows 10 ways to avoid a microphone. No, wait. 10 ways to avoid a blue shell in Mario Kart. Yeesh.
Let's see if I can remember all of them.
Hot flubs, everybody. Hold on.
Okay,
Make sure your levels are good.
what's up? What's up, crew? So, way number 1, if you're a complete pleb, is just to fall off your level.
That's my way.
But you will be pulled back on somehow. I'm not sure why, but you will be.
Doesn't the guy with the fish hook come in and just...
Well, like, before you completely
Lack it
fall
you.
down, if the blue shell hits you, you get pulled back on.
Huh.
Weirdly.
Yeah.
Another way is to use a red mushroom and just trip out for like couple hours, and then you know what? Who cares if you even got hit by the blue shell? Fuck it, you know, at that point. Another way is
You're laying there with like one leg, and you're like, "It's me."
the third way is to just be a dick and hit the brakes so the second place player takes the bullet for you.
Does that work?
I
though?
did.
I
I
did that a lot
I
of
did
time.
that
I
to my
love
little
that.
brother all the time when we played Mario Kart together.
Yeah.
We don't play Mario Kart together anymore.
And you can drop all the way back, and like if somehow you get a gold mushroom, just hold on to it till you're in front, because some dick is gonna throw a blue shell at you, and then you can use that golden mushroom as your fucking savior. You can use the star, obviously. That's a pretty low key way out of it. You can also just take the blue
fuck
shell
is
with
this?
you from the ninth.
What the fuck is happening? Oh, 86-year-old Japanese grandma discovers photography, can't stop taking hilarious selfies. Well, I'd be remiss if you didn't click that.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I guess I'm gonna have to click it.
Continue
Sorry,
the
Fawn.
pond. I love your
I
BuzzFeed
think you're on
articles.
reason number 4.
We definitely
No, I
just
think I'm on
Your BuzzFeed
6.
list.
we
but I don't-
definitely just interrupted DuPont's BuzzFeed list with more clickbait.
Okay, guys.
Okay, but the first picture is her with angel wings and a kingfisher.
What's that?
A blue and yellow bird.
Oh. Look at that then.
the next 4 ways
let
are
your
to
dreams be
not
dreams.
play Mario Kart 7 because Double Dash was the best Mario Kart of all time.
Now,
Actually, you're not wrong.
no, man,
like-
I love
I-
Wii. I love Mario Kart Wii
yeah,
so much.
Get out of here.
No.
Honestly.
You
No.
guys are wrong. Mario 64 is the best one.
That's not even a Mario Kart.
Mario Kart Super Nintendo.
You heard it here first, guys. Mario 64 is the best Mario Kart of all
I
time.
meant Mario Kart 64. It
with-
exists.
With all the people talking about Mario Odyssey, everyone's like so quick to say Mario 64 is such a fucking good game, and you're all a bunch of little shits if you don't like Mario 64. But fuck Mario 64, I like Mario Sunshine because you get to play with a water gun.
I mean, that's cool and all, but samurai armor.
Yeah, well, that's not even Mario 64. That's Mario
That's Mario
Odyssey.
I know. That's what I'm
Same time,
saying.
though, like, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying this, but
Oh, good, say it.
are there any N64 games that really aged all that well?
Gex.
I mean,
I think you mean GoldenEye. Nothing about that game is outdated.
You
You're right.
mean like the
Yeah,
character that literally wins everything?
Adam,
but is shorter
my
than everyone else?
ooh, look at those.
Oh,
Oh,
look at
that
those
looks
waveforms.
real.
Now, I
That
will say this: up until the 3DS remake, I
But also
replayed
Oddjob is
Majora's
my
Mask every year because it's still a good game and I love it to death. That said, could it have been improved? Yes, and it was, but
What was
I
that?
mean, it's like, if you think about it, the N64 was like their first awkward steps into 3D-dom, and there were some things that they did really right, but there were also a lot of bugs that needed to be worked out of that whole translating everything into 3D.
They
I don't-
worked out all those bugs by introducing the 2DS for people who want the 3DS experience, but in 2 dimensions.
God, I hate that 3D. Get it out of here. Get that 3D out of my face.
Okay, but also
Put that thing away,
let me
lady.
remind you guys of Gex, which is like Spyro, Super Mario 64, and James Bond all mixed in.
Okay, but let me remind you of Glover, because it's kind of like
Oh my
Super
God.
Mario 64,
Oh, fuck.
Spyro, Gex, and GoldenEye all in one. Also, let me tell you about 1080 snowboarding.
Are we gonna talk
I'd like
about
to tell you a
Conker's
game
Bad Fur
called
Day
Big
too?
I never
Rigs
played
Over
it,
the Road
so I don't
Racing,
know.
which is like Mario Kart, fucking GoldenEye, Mario 64, Dark Souls, fucking
We
Cuphead,
just
all
straight up
mashed
shouldn't
up
eat
into the
these
same
Oreos.
game.
know,
You're a
probably
winner,
not.
bitches.
Now, I'll tell you something about Zen 60. Stop hating the fucking
Sorry,
thing,
I didn't
son
know
of a bitch.
what
Oh
to
my
say.
god. You turned you up too much.
Was
There
that
you go.
really loud?
Whoever got the idea that we were entertaining.
I mean,
Well, Daniel is entertaining.
See,
He
you say
shows
that.
that with his 7 views a week.
yeah.
sure.
Oh, fuck.
Whereas
Oh, God. Oh.
the rest of us don't have a YouTube channel.
Heart attack. I'm having a heart
Next
attack.
week on That Was Totally Uncalled
All right,
For.
I can't believe I just watched a death live.
No, I mean, you make a good point, though.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love your content.
And that is how Michael's
I also
microphone
know
got
you.
disconnected for the
I'm
rest
like-
of the podcast.
I'm like, hey, I could pay like $5 a month to advertise this shit, but I mean,
$5 a month, fucking do it, my
Okay,
dude.
well, we just found your Christmas present. We're gonna fucking advertise
Yeah.
you on YouTube.
well, I mean,
For
honestly,
real.
okay, here's the thing: you want to advertise, just share the fucking videos.
Courtesy of Santa Claus.
I suppose I could share your videos.
Okay, but the thing is, I have 66 friends on Facebook.
Hey, that's 66 more people that are watching my shows.
I'm sure you have more Tumblr followers.
No.
No?
I'll market you for a
Can I just
50%
mention,
cut
though,
of your
like-
views.
How fucking this format is still so weird to me because it's like when we're all in the same room and just kind of chilling and hanging out together, like we have a lot of good times and obviously do a pretty good job of keeping
name
each
one.
other amused. But it's like
Yeah, but usually it's like jokes about like, he give me the suck with 2 C's.
Yeah, that's not comedy,
I
and yet
will
we
say
all
this.
find it fucking funny.
I'll tell you something. One time, James said, "I have dank memes to show you," and I never felt more threatened because sometimes it gets a little bit too memey in here, and I gotta tell you, I'm not down
But
with
no,
that.
it's like as soon as you put a microphone in front of you, it changes things. Like, for example, I've always thought Daniel's sense of humor was pretty hilarious.
Yeesh.
But, like, right now, off the top of your head, say something funny.
Yeah, but that's pressure. That's different. We're having like an organic conversation about shit that we wouldn't organically talk
See,
about.
I'm like thinking of a knock-knock joke, but I've never told a knock-knock joke that landed because I don't. Who fucking knows knock-knock jokes?
Knock,
Okay,
knock.
well, since
Who's
this
there?
is just a fucking test podcast, just go for it.
Who's there?
What?
Yo, I got a knock knock joke, but Michael, you need to start it.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Banana.
Cool.
And we could see the death of comedy happening live.
And we just decreased Daniel's 7 views to 3 views.
That's another thing. I'm like, where am I gonna put this?
Views.
I'm
We
thinking
owe
about,
Daniel
views.
4 views.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, where am I gonna put this? Because it's obviously gonna go on SoundCloud. I'm probably gonna put up a YouTube thing, but also
Yeah.
like, should I just make a fucking new channel?
For your
Might
podcast?
as well.
I don't know. I mean, if other people are gonna be in on it, I mean, ultimately. The 165 subscribers don't watch my shit. We know that. That's apparent. So it doesn't matter if I make a new one or not.
You should put it on a dead medium like cassette tapes and throw it at people.
I would
Dude, that's no longer
absolutely
dead. Them
give
That would
hipsters out
actually be the
there
most
are-
Edmonton music scene thing you could do if we're being
Yeah,
completely honest
seriously.
here.
Fucking Edmonton hipsters, man.
DePon, do you want to squish in? Because you're coming through. If you want to just like sit right here, you'll be like, you know,
Yeah,
right at home.
snuggle up, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
I'm just gonna.
yeah.
I'm just
God, there's so much.
Oh, yeah.
There is.
There we go.
All right,
Careful of the
DePon
mic.
has entered the fray. like a
So
normal person.
a couple months ago, I read a comic.
DePon
I guess
has
it was a
joined the
graphic
party.
novel called "We Stand on Guard,"
Oh, I fucking heard about this shit.
and it's essentially like a future dystopian reality. Because let's be real, America's gonna bomb us. They're gonna fucking kill us. Where there's mech wolves and like
Barack
absolutely
Obamas.
giant mechs.
Oh God, you just set that right down where all the microphones are tethered to it. Made the loudest noise in the human in the world.
Fucking Michael
can I
and
do
his
that again?
French press
Yeah.
coffee.
Jesus, you guys.
Jesus.
You don't like that's like Transformers level bassy. Like Michael Bay was up in here just making a mess.
that as a sample in a techno song.
So anyway, all I really wanted to get out of that was that CBC is the rebel radio in that comic, and it's so great.
I heard there's like a shot of a destroyed, dilapidated Tim Hortons at some point.
There is.
Oh, I love
it's
that.
right off the
Way to
bat.
shoot us right on our Canadian heart, honestly.
Let's
like,
just
nothing
get a
cuts
full shot
fucking
of
deeper.
Tim Horton with a coffee cup, like I don't know,
What?
killing him somehow.
What? Huh? He's dead. He's already dead, Michael.
Can I see Tim? Mr. Horton.
Is Mr. Horton in? He's dead though. I think. Is Tim Horton dead?
Yeah, he's probably in like some cryogenics lab in Nevada.
He's
He's an
rolling
ethereal
clutching him
entity,
up.
and he just left our
He's gonna
reality.
be revived
It's
to
fine.
serve everybody Timbits in the second coming.
He'll be
He'll
revived
kill
at the
himself.
same time as Walt Disney. Walt Disney will just be trying to like kill all the Jews again.
Oh God.
Now, is there any better cryogenics lab than just the north of Canada? Like, I mean, Nevada's great and all, but just dump them in the snow.
I think we need to have Walt Disney and Tim Horton have a cryogenic Titan fight. We can like inject him with some
Why
fucking
do you think-
radiation
why do you-
and just have him grow to like 5 times their size, like those.
Like the
fucking-
grow your girlfriends.
Why do
Yeah,
you think-
or like
What?
you know those like.
Well, they're like the dinosaurs that you got as
Oh.
a kid, but it's
Oh,
just a
yeah.
naked woman.
And then
Can you
just-
put your dick in it?
That's a great question.
Okay, you know
Grow
how they
your
come
own
like
pocket
pills?
pussy.
You think anyone's ever like swallowed them? Because they kind of come like little pills.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
but
That
they
seems like
probably
a
get
weird
shat out
invasive
before
thought.
They get,
That's
like,
horrible. That's the worst thing I ever heard.
grown too much.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Sponges. Sponges.
So the thing about not putting Tim Horton in a cryogenics lab in Nevada and like putting him in Canada's north is climate change is real, Daniel.
What if they called it the ice cap?
Suddenly, we just lost all of our one.
No, dude, that was it. That was this podcast
Hey, guys.
speaking. We will never reach that level of comedic gold ever again.
All right, just so we scare everyone off. Timbits, Toques. What else do we call things in Canada?
We have Coffee Crisp.
Coffee Crisp.
Oh yeah, also
Smarties are
Kinder,
different.
Kinder
Ketchup-flavored
Surprise.
chips.
Smarties difference. Yeah. What else we got?
Timbits.
Yeah, I said Timbits already.
Common
Shit.
sense
Fuck.
gun laws.
Oh wait, hold on a second. What? Oh, good one.
We
Wha-
just expanded our maternity leave, actually parental leave, because we're gender neutral here, to 18 months instead of whatever it was before.
Hashtag
But by
feminism.
everyone, what he means by we're gender neutral here is everyone is gender neutral here. Gender literally
Yeah.
does not
Doesn't
exist in
exist.
Canada.
Yeah.
It's just
we
a third
we are all
gender.
basically featureless walking humanoids. It's it's kind of horrifying.
We all wear gray turtlenecks that are loose fitting and gray sweatpants and nothing else.
And all
Actually,
of us look like Michael because none of us have hair.
that sounds like more like North Korea than anything else, if we're being honest.
That video going
They have
to work is a
6
documentary about
different
Canada.
I hate
hairstyles.
that
they
guy.
can get.
Oh
I
wow,
hate
that's
that guy.
freedom.
I also hate cool guy. Fuck cool guy.
Hey,
It's cool guy.
Is that going to be a reoccurring segment?
Hey guys, it's cool guy. It's me. I'm the cool guy. Speaking of cool guys, so have you guys heard about the Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff thing going on?
No, what is that?
Okay, so Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff is a webcomic. It's been around for like an eternity. Here's what's up. Casey Green, the guy that did that dog comic about the dog in a fire saying it's fine.
I thought it was the guy who did the
For a
daily
minute,
vlogs and like everyone hates him.
No. But Casey Green and Drill from Twitter are writing the new book.
What?
So Tumblr is trying to dox Drill because they want to find Drill's identity.
No, I don't want to know.
Yeah, it would be like taking away a great secret,
Oh,
right? It's like
I don't
Right.
know who that is.
Fucking love
You know Drill?
drill.
I don't know
I
who Drill
totally
is.
just fucked up Casey Green and Lacey Green, and that really confused me
I
for
was
a
thinking
second
Casey
there.
Neistat.
Drill is the
don't know,
walk
Casey
backwards
Green.
into hell, like walk
Face
backwards.
God, walk back into hell.
Tweet guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
His
yeah,
icon,
Jack
I
Nicholson.
think Jack Nicholson.
I don't want to
sunglasses.
know.
Yeah, because it'd be like
Yeah.
if you unmasked Spider-Man, it'd be horrible, right? So
Yeah.
people are trying to figure out who the fuck Drill is because he's doing because
They
they
have
got
I hope
Unmasked
Drill is
Spider-Man.
that, just like
It's-
an
it's
independent
Peter
black
Parker.
woman, so that she can spit
Daniel.
in your face.
Okay,
Spider-Man
I mean, I'd
Unmasked
be
is
down to it,
literally
I guess.
Peter Parker.
fuck off, Michael. I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen a Marvel movie that wasn't Doctor
Ever.
Strange. No, that's not true. I was going off about how much I love Spider-Man 3 earlier. Get off my dick, all right?
Can you just like explain that to the internet so they can
Okay.
rip you to shreds?
Yeah, I don't
right
even
Spider-Man
remember what
3.
the fuck. it is.
Spider-Man 3, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, Red Foreman, and the other fucking guy.
Select the real one.
Yeah.
Is the greatest movie ever made. It's better than my favorite movie, The Thing. So that's how good it is.
I'm gonna
It's
let you
the thing
finish, and I'm
from, like,
really happy for you, but
1982.
Okay.
Yeah.
but the original Spider-Man 3 is one of the best movies of all time.
Anyway, so the reason why Spider-Man 3 is so great is because it's a movie of extreme highs and lows, but I think it has more highs than lows. It peaks, all of it. Like the parts that are bad, they're fucking bad. Emo Spider-Man doing the dance jig to Gwen Stacy, that's, you throw that in the
It's
pit.
rough.
No one should see that.
Okay, but have you ever watched that clip without?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I
the
was talking
music?
about
Somehow
earlier.
more uncomfortable, but at the same time less uncomfortable. But like the parts it does well are really cool. Was that open? Oh,
No.
thank Christ, Jesus.
That scared the shit
But no,
out of
like
me, and
the
I knew
one
it
thing
wasn't
you were
open.
telling me was, and this was actually kind of, I'm giving you full credit for
God,
this.
who put bubble wrap here? This is a bad time.
I just wanted to say this because this was the one thing you told us about
Wow.
it that I actually thought was really great.
Bah.
It's like Peter Parker has always been a giant dork.
He's a fucking loser.
He will never not be a loser.
His whole character
And-
is defined by the fact that he is a loser.
The symbiote doesn't make you automatically like cool. It just makes you more aggressive.
It
And-
amplifies all of your traits, specifically the more aggressive ones.
exactly. And Peter Parker being a giant dork, making people uncomfortable like that is what he would think as something that cool people
Moreover,
do.
yeah, he's like, oh, all the people in high school who were bullies to me are the cool kids. So when he thinks he's being cool, he's being more like the people who bullied him and being more like a douchebag. Because that's what he thought was cool, and the alien symbiote has no concept of what coolness is. It's just like, oh, Peter thinks this is cool, be more like that.
And don't forget a love of smooth
Okay, but
jazz.
why do aliens want Peter Parker to be cool?
They don't. They go into his brain. The symbiote. Here's the thing.
That was the best
Like-
quote to take out of context.
I explained that to kind of make it make sense, but basically the symbiote, it bonds to Peter and it kind of amplifies all of his aggression, all that sort of stuff, and basically makes
Right.
him more him.
Because he wants to be cool.
Yes, and Peter Parker wants to be cool and liked, so it basically taps into him and says, all right, these people who are mean to you, these bullies, they were the cool kids. Basically making him have this thought process. So he's more like them, more like the bullies, more like the douchebags, and he gets a fucking blazer and he goes out to a dance club and he slides on a chair.
Wait a minute. Are we saying that, like...
Do we get it?
With
But
the
why did he
symbiote...
get an emo haircut?
Because that's what cool people do in 2006.
I mean,
He's
you're
not wrong, and I'm so mad about it. I'm actually like, that is despicable.
But no,
Symbiote
like...
is the ultimate male enhancement. Go to Infowars.com and buy your Symbiote.
Hold on.
64-day trial.
Turn the frogs gate.
Are we saying that the symbiote... Are we saying that the symbiote is like the Triforce? If a good-hearted person touches it, it fulfills their good wishes, and if an evil-hearted person touches it fulfills their... I'm gonna shut up.
Spider-Man is courage. Venom is whatever Ganondorf is.
Power.
And then the red guy who I can't remember
Ben
is
Reilly?
wisdom.
Which one?
Is
The
that
red
Zol-
and black
is that
one, the
Zorlo?
other...
Carnage?
Carnage.
Carnage is
is fucking sick.
I want a Carnage movie.
How
Why
is
the fuck don't we
Carnage
have a
the...
Carnage
How
movie?
is Carnage the Triforce of
Carnage
wisdom?
is literally
Because
an
I
axe
decided
murderer.
he was.
But here's the thing. So there was talks of Jim Carrey. Like back when the Spider-Man 3
Jim
came out.
Carrey as Carnage?
Yes, they were like, all right, Spider-Man 4, Jim Carrey is Carnage. And I'm like, oh, that would be great. And then, of course, Sony happened to Spider-Man again. And we got
And
the
also
amazing
Jim
Spider-Man.
Carrey just disappeared off the face
We
of
just
the
keep
earth.
getting like Venom revamped over and over again, and
But it's
Venom
Tom
and all this
Hardy.
random shit.
Hey, Gwenum's cool. I like Gwenum.
Okay, but can't we get Carnage? Why can't we get Carnage?
Actually-
I just want Deadpool level massacres in Spider-Man.
There was...
You know what I want?
I want
Gwen
Deadpool
Stefani
level.
to play Gwen Stacy in a Spider-Man movie, and then she's Spider-Gwen also.
Gwen Stefani. Yikes.
But then when she
Sorry about
accidentally dies, she didn't make that sweet escape.
I can combine all of this for you right now
Well,
if you'll allow me
here's
to
the
spoil
thing.
something really cool.
Spider-Gwen is
it.
in a
Okay.
different universe, but yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm
and
gonna spoil something really cool for you in Ultimate Spider-Man. So here's what's up. Gwen Stacy doesn't die because Peter kills her by accident. Gwen Stacy dies because the Carnage symbiote fucking kills her, and then a few weeks later the Carnage symbiote comes back. Oh no, here's what happened. Basically, Gwen dies, and then Peter's like, "Hey, Gwen, what are you
Spoiler
doing
alert.
alive?" And she's like, "I don't know, I'm alive. Hi, Peter, I'm alive." Turns out it's not Gwen. It's the fucking the Carnage symbiote thinking it's Gwen because it absorbed her and her personalities. So on Spider-Man Ultimate, on whatever, fuck it, I'm very passionate about this. Gwen Stacy is Carnage, so it all comes back together.
Does that
That's
mean
What
that
I'm hearing is if we get a Carnage movie,
And it's not
Gwen
Stacy.
Stacy will be Carnage.
It'll be somehow Tom Hardy as both Venom.
Gwen
and
Stefani cast as Carnage?
Oh god.
Confirmed at like 53 or however old she
Wait,
is.
okay,
now.
who's the fucking sexiest man alive? Isn't that Gwen Stefani's husband or some shit?
Blake Lively.
Blake
Shelton.
Lively.
Blake
Oh,
Blake
Shelton.
Lively is Gossip Girl? No, wait.
XOXO.
Blake from Ruby.
A
No,
better
Blake-
candidate than
Never
Blake
seen an
Shelton.
episode of Ruby.
Me
Blake
neither.
Shelton.
That's a
Blake
lie.
Shelton
Actually,
is
I saw one, and it was like a Beyblade style tournament in
Oh.
a giant stadium, and it was pretty sick.
I also
and I was
lied.
like,
I saw the
maybe
first
I should
episode.
watch this show, and I didn't.
The moral of that story is being racist makes you at least 50 times unsexier.
And his
Which one's
racism
racist?
grew 50 times that
Blake
day.
Shelton?
Blake Shelton.
Yeah, apparently he's
The country
apparently
music
Sexiest
star?
Man Alive is a,
And a homophobe.
Is like already a racist title. Like the last 20 sexiest men alive have been white.
Anchor's playing
True.
Counter-Strike.
Is anybody
everybody.
surprised?
Nope.
I mean, and you got like fucking Idris Elba, man. I
Yeah,
don't think
There's
that's
so
too
much more real estate out there, and we're just wasting on these white bread boys.
Yeah, like we
gotta
could elect
expand.
a 4-year-old Newfoundland Labrador.
So I'm gonna
Oh.
start. I'm gonna start this
I
right
like
now.
the way you're fucking thinking.
Aziz Ansari for sexiest man for People Magazine 2018.
No,
Sexiest
he's a
man
cute little
under 5
dumpling.
foot
I could never look
tall.
at him like that.
Also, just because I want to kill this podcast even more, Gwen Stefani is 48.
Cool.
If I could escape.
I was just trying to. I'm like thinking of a thing to say. I'm like, I don't know how that song goes.
You know Gordon Ramsay is 51 years old.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Few times been around.
I wish I was that successful at 51.
Hey guys,
Well,
what's up?
you see, the thing about chefs is they have so long just at the bottom being little shitbirds, and then they finally like break away and they're like, I'm a thing now,
guys.
respect
He
me.
has
Guys.
16 Michelin stars at 51 years old.
He has 16
Guys,
Michelin
16
stars.
Yeah, but how many Michelin tires does he have?
Guys, do you
At
think
least
that
four.
like if Gwen Stefani were to like buy groceries for someone else and she bought like the produce and walks in with like a bunch of
swear to
bananas
God.
and offers
Oh
them
my
to them,
God.
she's like, this shit is bananas.
The best part about this bit
B-A-N-A-N.
is I could just see, I looked over you and I saw the gears turning while we were talking about Gordon Ramsay. I'm like, he's gonna have a zinger. I'm waiting for it. Fuck it up, Michael. And then you just delivered, and you delivered, and you delivered, and you would not stop delivering even after we asked you not to deliver. So thank you
It was
for that.
it was a fucking face plan.
Into the bananas.
So here's the thing about Zinger. Every time I hear the word Zinger, all I can think about is like when you release a
KFC
cast
Wicked
when you're
Zinger.
fishing. And so if Michael was an angler at this point, he would have whipped
you
it
do.
around his head, caught his butt, flicked it forward, and took off his coveralls.
That is literally my comedic style in a nutshell. I hope you realize that.
I don't
I'm
know.
so glad this is a test podcast.
Hey, I mean, so far we haven't said anything horribly racist or anything, so, you know.
I mean, I did say
can
something
defend
about
Walt
a
Disney.
racial assimilation.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. You know,
You made a particularly heated comment about Walt Disney, too.
Look, he turned
He's the
Donald
racist
Duck
one, not
into a
you.
Nazi. I'm not the Nazi.
But he's-
I'm not
Everyone
the
knows
alt-right.
Nazis
hold on,
don't
hold on,
wear
hold on, hold on.
pants.
Have you ever actually seen that cartoon?
Yeah, I have. Mr. Yoshida showed me showed me it in 30-1.
Yeah, he turned Donald Duck into a Nazi, but the whole point is like, hey, Nazis are bad. Look at this Donald Duck being an idiot.
Yeah, but why do you have to turn a beloved family character
Oh
into a
shit!
Nazi?
Lindsay says she's gonna be out of here soon.
Nice.
Why do you
Yeah.
have to make a beloved family character not wear fucking pants?
Especially one in a foxhole.
Okay, bottom.
Free his
Donald Duck is
feathers.
also accountable. They ate duck or chicken or something for Thanksgiving.
Real quick, Lindsay
you
asked
sure
me how
it
the
wasn't
podcast is going. What do I tell her? Because I have no fucking
I
clue.
guess.
Just say,
Michael, go. You're under pressure.
That. Ding, 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 ding,
you're
ding.
an asshole.
You can't do it.
Take pictures with
No, you can't do it.
I'm just gonna send her this picture of fucking Venom I have on my phone. There we go.
That'll
You
work.
should just
show it to
yeah.
the podcast.
Who? Well, yeah. Here, microphone. Look at this.
Hey, so
Nobody
I know no
knows
one
the
else
un-
has played it, but can we talk about Destiny for a minute?
Fucking okay. So both my brothers are playing Destiny, and I'm like, hey guys, should I get Destiny? And they're like, yeah, man, come play Destiny with us. That's what Ben sounds like. That's my brother. Yeah.
Is that the end of that story?
Well, I mean, I'm observing it from a distance. I want to play
Okay,
it.
so what I'm
How
gonna
are we gonna
say
talk
right
about
now,
Destiny? I don't know what it is.
it's a space shooter. It's a pew pew bang bang, but it's in space.
You fucking
And
didn't
there's
have
like
to do that. Right
there's
into the microphone.
robots and like crazy suicidal bugs, and that's about it. That's all you need to know. That's Destiny.
Can we also replace the term shooter officially with pew pew bang bang?
Well, yeah, but also density, as Sarah likes to call it, because
Oh, that's funny. That's clever. Good for
It's
you.
a call out.
It has some really simple achievements. So if you want to level up and you have a couple friends who also have the game, go ahead and get it. I don't know if I'm gonna get the DLC though.
Because I know Destiny 1, the state it came out in initially, people were like, oh, this is kind of bad. But apparently all the expansions escalated it into a relatively great game.
Which
But
did.
people are telling me Destiny 2 is pretty good out the gate. But does it have room for that expansion?
It's definitely dropping off, and the trailer for the first DLC looks fucking rad. But also, I don't think I'm gonna get it.
Oh my god, that music
because
is fucking... Yeah, I hear it now. It's crazy.
It's nice.
When I played Destiny 1,
We should crash their party.
I played it for like 8 hours a day. It was a part-time job. And I'm not gonna lie about that. I was fucking like, man,
Did it
look
pay you?
at these aesthetics. I'm never gonna hit the top level. This fucking sucks. I also didn't hear anything either of you
Are
said.
you a mid to high level silver pirate?
I'm gonna end
Silver pirate.
I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
How many times have you prestiged?
It's not a thing in this game.
Did you 360 no scope?
Once.
What's an icebreaker?
It's an exotic sniper rifle, and
that the
it's
one that-
actually really good.
Is that the one that like
Can
regenerates
people
its ammo?
Hanzo main in Destiny?
I hope so.
Yeesh.
Just so I can be even saltier at Destiny. Than I
That was
am
for you,
Overwatch.
Lindsay, so you can hear that and come back and punch me for it
Fucking,
later.
we all know Lindsay's not going to listen to this. I'm
How
not going to
long
listen
are
to this. I have to edit this and I'm not going to listen to it. I'm just going to compress it 3 times and render it.
So at this point, we've been going for like what, half an hour, and I
yeah.
already want to kill myself.
Yeah?
Dude, I've wanted to kill myself before I even walked in here.
I mean, yeah, me too. Since I was 12.
Well, you
but,
guys
like,
got to bring it down. With
Why
the
you
real
guys
shit.
gotta bring the tone down?
Now listen, you
So
can
I
leave
think
any
we're
time.
coming
You
up
know
with
where
a
the
list
door
now of
is.
things we should probably
No, I'm
never
really
talk
enjoying
about.
myself, but also I feel like it's not cohesive at all, and you're gonna hate yourself.
Yeah, well, again, like I'm gonna build a docket. We're gonna, hopefully, we're all gonna think about things we like to talk about and come in with that sort of shit, and and go
There's at
forward.
least there's a little bit of chemistry, though, at least.
I foresee like one problem being a problem, which was a problem when I tried to start a podcast, which is like
You tried to start a podcast?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
But my mic was fucking terrible. Even though I bought it off Kijiji,
Well, here we have
which
two
is-
mics that are
which is the
fucking
most
terrible.
rela-
So
which is
That
the
was
most
good, that was a good
reliable
joke.
source for microphones. But the one problem was that when you have more than like 2 or 3 people, it's just half the time it's like a clusterfuck and you don't know who's saying what and when.
Well, I fucked up when I bought this mixer, so it's not digital input. I'm going straight from the headphone jack of the mixer into the front panel of my computer because whoops, that was a mistake. And hypothetically, if I were to do this correctly, I would be able to probably do multiple channel recording at the same time, and I could isolate each people's voices individually to a relative degree. I can't do that right now, so we just kind of have to pray, say our Hail Marys, and kind of go forward with it.
Hug your satin.
Oh God! You know, I found out the other day that that's not actually accurate.
Oh.
We've been living a lie. Yeah, so I was told a long time ago that Hagu Satan meant Hail Satan. So it kind
Does
of
it just mean hug the devil?
I don't know.
It meant Hail Santa, didn't it?
No, it doesn't mean. I don't think it means anything. Basically, guys like, yeah, in Norwegian, Hagu Satan is Hail Satan. I'm like, cool. And so it became like a pregame like cheer for the Universe Machine for a while.
Nice.
And yeah, so I guess we've been living a lie, and that's why Satan hasn't been returning my calls. The fucking guy.
He really doesn't like it when you don't address him by name.
We've derailed this so far off of Destiny. Do you want to go back to it at all?
Not at all.
Okay, because I saw a movie over the weekend, and
Can
I
I
want to talk
just say
about that.
something before we go a little bit further?
No.
If we this actually does take
Doing it
off,
anyway.
and this ends up being like a DVD extra, like years and years down the road, I just want them all to know how much I fucking hate every one of you guys.
Yeah.
And
The
That's
Hagu
for
is
the-
an IKEA furniture piece.
It's actually the Hugo Aston.
Oh goodness. Sorry, I'm
Sean
about to go on.
Aston.
How are you gonna put?
No,
a
that's it. Just
podcast
for
on
posterity.
DVD?
Well,
the curtain's broken.
We'd
the
have like
fourth
a
wall's removed.
You know how on the DVD
we all
when it
hate
goes
each
to
other. There's
like
not
screensaver,
one
the thing
single
bounces
person
around.
in
It'll
this
just
room
be like a
that
video of
actually
that
enjoys
with the
the
audio
company
playing
of
underneath
everyone
it.
else.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And it'll never hit the corner.
I don't want to
like
know what you
everyone
just
wants.
said.
I don't even
I
know.
really hope it came through.
If X then
did you
corner.
say?
I don't know.
Nothing.
I don't know how to code. Right, so I saw a fucking movie over the weekend, and I gotta talk about this movie because it was bizarre and asinine, and I kind of loved it, even though I think it
Which
might have been
movie
bad.
was it?
It was Murder on the Orient Express.
I haven't heard of that.
My parents
I've
saw
heard of
that.
What do you mean you haven't heard of it? It's been around since 1937.
I'd like to reiterate, I haven't heard of that.
Okay,
What
so
do you mean by that, though, Michael?
So-
How could you not have heard of something?
Murder
This
on
is the
not
first
that
time I've
long?
ever heard that title.
Murder on the Orient Express is a murder mystery by Agatha Christie, starring her famous character Hercule Poirot. Poirot. He's a Belgian guy
Is
with a
that
fucking
the
mustache.
actual pronunciation?
No, I don't know. I can't speak French.
Is it also like a spaghetti
That makes it
western?
cultural appropriation.
No, they talk about Ty Cobb at one point, so it's as far
Okay.
from as possible. Basically, so this thing's been around since 1937, and I had no idea who did the actual murder. So I'm kind of lucky that going in, I didn't know, because goddamn, this place. As I described leaving the theater, it was the best JoJo's Bizarre Adventure movie I've ever seen, because it has a degree of like total like asinine randomness as well as like out.
Steamrollers falling from the sky.
That too, and people are just like outplaying each other constantly, and like the audience doesn't know shit, but everyone on screen clearly does. So we feel like an idiot, but everyone's figuring it out, and we're like, oh god, what's happening? Johnny Depp is in it, and we all hate him apparently because he's an asshole. But also Willem Dafoe is in it. I've never
Guardian of our
seen
universe.
the shadow that walks between our worlds.
Yep.
I'd never seen Daisy Ridley in a movie that's not Star Wars. She's in there. Judi Dench is in this thing. Kenneth Branagh is Hercule Poirot. It's fucking stacked with all these weird people.
Just full of six-dimensional beings.
And then, oh god, people from Zerd and the nth dimension just coming out. And this movie takes place entirely on a fucking train, and it's incredible. And I love it, and I kind of want to see it again because it's just so weird.
So who did the murder?
No, I don't want to know because I want to see it now.
It was.
Orient-
You've really sold this to me.
All right, so guess what? Who did the murder?
No, I don't want to hear.
It was someone who was never established in the movie prior.
Wow.
For real?
No, I lied to you. I'm not going to tell you who did the murder.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Let's go see this.
It's a good movie. It's
Can
a good
we
movie.
see Blade Runner first?
Yeah.
Oh, Blade Runner was
I
good.
mean,
I fell asleep during Blade Runner,
we
but it was
should
good.
just rent
I feel like
that.
both of the main characters are robots.
We should just rent that at this point because I don't even know if it's in the theaters.
So I mean, like, so I know everyone likes to debate whether or not fucking what's his name Deckard is a
Wait,
a
rent a
replicant.
movie? What decade do you live in?
What Deckard decade?
No, you
Double
can.
decker do you live in?
An alternate universe in which Blockbuster did not die.
You can
Apparently
rent
in Alaska,
it.
you can still rent movies. From
Listen,
No,
you
Sarah's
can rent
onto
it.
something here.
Yeah,
She's got
that's
this.
'cause it's
You can
Alaska,
rent it
that's
off of the Cineplex website.
Or
Oh.
PlayStation
And it gives-
now.
Or
Or place-
Xbox.
yeah.
Probably even on your fucking
Someone
Wii
will
U.
take your money for the movie, I'm sure. But why the fuck would you do that?
Why not?
I don't know because I don't want to buy it and I don't want to go out to the
Graham
movie
has like
theater.
the ultra special like fucking third release Blu-ray of the first one. If you want that.
No,
we
watched
saw
that
it and I
already.
was horrendously unimpressed by
Hey,
it.
I didn't like it.
I dreamt about that movie for days.
Serious? I didn't like it.
I don't like the first Blade Runner. I like
Capone
the
doesn't
second
know what
one.
he's talking
I like
about. We all
looking
get
at
our
Harrison
movies
Ford's
completely
face
legally.
in the 1980s, and that's about
before
fucking it.
before he melted.
We do not endorse
Well,
illegal
I mean,
downloading.
he's still a great boy.
Remember that
but-
For
one
all of
time
you who
Harrison
care.
Ford crashed into a golf course?
Hey guys,
No.
remember that one time
We're good
Harrison
boys.
Ford's character raped the replicant in the first Blade Runner and it was really fucking weird? I
Yeah, it
remember
was an
that.
uncomfortable scene, and
Yeah.
we were all down here watching it.
Oh, I do recall that.
Yeah.
now.
A little icky.
So I'll tell you one
A
thing. Like,
little icky.
I saw the Blade Runner on Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, because we exist in a better country. And I had so much wine and turkey that I fell asleep halfway through the movie because it's like a 3-hour movie. Also,
Yeah, that
David
too.
Bowie was supposed to be in it, but he died, so Jared Leto is now playing his character.
That is the worst
No.
possible.
Yeah.
No, you cannot be.
yeah.
At least get Moira from Overwatch to play it.
Yeah, that is the worst possible replacement for David Bowie, and I am
Well, you
so
guys don't
offended.
understand.
I
He
cannot.
got into character
I
for
cannot.
David Bowie by sending like used condoms to fellow actors.
Okay, I'll
and
tell you
just
Did he
this-
also
generally
date a
pissing people.
16-year-old girl?
I mean, probably. It's
Now-
Jared Leto.
I'll tell you this much: I don't like the guy. I've never liked the guy, and this is the first movie I've ever seen him in. He wasn't awful. Because the over-the-top weirdness of his character felt totally in universe, because the whole fucking thing is a bizarre super cyber hell.
Is it like that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where the alien has 3 titties?
Is that Total Recall?
That's the
I've
one.
never seen that movie, but probably.
Honestly, though, one of the
Wrong one.
best. Now that we're on the topic of Jared Leto, one of the best
Are
things
we?
to ever grace the internet was just people fucking dunking on his Joker.
No, the best thing about Suicide Squad is all of the press tour and how he was very clearly not invited on the press tour.
Yeah, or like all the backstage shenanigans, and they're like, "We gave each other tattoos," and Jared Leto's like, "I didn't get a tattoo."
I didn't. And Jared Leto's like,
no, like-
I got cut out of 70% of the movie. Fuck you.
You see, like, the director, and he's just like, Jared, are you like rehearsing your role for the Joker or whatever? And he's like, yeah, I just put M&Ms and Skittles into the same bowl. I've created a monster.
Jared's not here right now.
feel like
It's
he's
me, the Joker, everybody. I will say this. The best thing about this whole fucking thing is that there's apparently two Joker movies in the works at DC, and neither of them are played by Jared Leto. Apparently 2 different actors have been cast.
Okay, but I will say that in Dallas Buyers Club, Jared Leto was pretty alright in that. In that very happy and
Wow,
uplifting
all of these
movie.
glowing endorsements.
I
man.
just don't like him
Pretty
as a
all
person.
right,
I don't
not
care if he's
terrible.
good or not.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's also, like, I just don't think he's a great actor, but Dallas Buyers Club is the only movie where I'd give him a pass,
What-
because
what-
I think that was...
What fucking TV show did they have a Dallas Buyers Club in? There was a TV show.
Dallas?
No. So there's a.
Debbie
I think it might have been.
He was in the shower the whole season.
It might have been fucking Brooklyn Nine-Nine. No, it was something. But a bunch of people were pretending to be rich people, so they had a Dallas Buyers Club, not understanding what the movie was about. Which I've also never
that
seen
sounds
that
like
movie.
an It's Always Sunny thing, despite never having seen an
Yeah.
episode or an episode.
That's
of
good.
that.
There's no Carol in
This
HR.
sounds like a bit from a TV show that I've never seen before.
I mean,
Listen.
all entertainment media can be boiled down to 3 things. 1, some people are in it. 2, they do things, and 3, there's music at some points.
Can we just bring back Jack Nicholson as the Joker? Because let's be honest, he did the best job.
I'll tell you what, my favorite thing about The Dark Knight is that people would go up to Jack Nicholson and give him headshots of Heath Ledger and trying to get him to sign him. I think that's fucking funny.
That's really rude.
Especially because he died.
No, that's what's funny though. Is it? I don't know. Whoops.
Well, Heath Ledger was in a movie after he was dead.
Let's just
So-
get a hologram of Heath Ledger to play every Joker from now on.
And we should get
Can we have
Tupac
a
in there as
yeah,
well.
I was gonna say. Can we
And,
have a
and
hologram of
Hatsune
Tupac
Miku.
instead?
It's basically a three like contract thing. You cannot have Joker in your movie if you don't have Tupac or Hatsune Miku.
As well as a hologram of Mark Hamill. I know he's still alive, but fuck it.
A hologram of Hayden Christensen at the end of the fucking movie.
You know what? I'd watch it. Fuck
No,
it.
bring in Hayden Christensen for real, just so like the cast has someone to punch in the face.
You gotta spend
And then
60,000
at every
credits to get that
screening,
hologram.
Biggie Smalls' corpse is there for no despicable reason.
That got really weird.
I gotta catch my breath.
Discernible. My bad.
That's my Biggie Smalls impression, everybody.
It's pretty good.
You're welcome for it.
That was
Let me
that
catch
was
my breath. See, it's funny because he was overweight. What? What?
Nothing.
Why y'all looking at me like I'm a bad person all of a
No,
sudden?
you're not. Like, I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
it's
there's a
all
line
been-
where he's like, "Let me catch my breath," and he's like,
That's exactly what I was referencing.
"Yeah."
It's the only thing I
22's
know
in
about
the
Biggie
shoes.
Smalls.
Well, that and he predicted 9/11.
Oh, well, so many
Wait,
people
did
did
he
apparently.
actually?
Aristotle
Yeah, there's a
predicted
line where he's
9/11.
like
Yeah,
blowing
who
up like World
didn't?
Trade.
That's not an exclusive.
Also,
club to be
fucking,
in.
I don't
fucking.
think that's what he meant.
What the fuck's that guy's name?
Nah, it is.
George Carlin. George Carlin
most
also
anonymous.
predicted 9/11.
George Carlin
Yeah?
can't fucked.
Well, here's the thing. He had a comedy special that he recorded on September 10th, where he was talking about how much he loved terrorist acts. He watched them like they were sporting events, and how he kind of likes it when a lot of people die.
Yeah.
And he basically made this. He did this special, and then like 9/11 happened, and like George, we can't put this out because you will die if we do
Well-
this. It will physically kill you.
Also, Pokemon predicted it because there was that episode where a giant tentacruel knocked down a building, and then it didn't get aired in the States
know what?
because of 9/11.
Any show that has
Was that Tentacle from Saudi Arabia?
what?
Lilo and
Must have been.
Stitch. Lilo and
Yeah.
Stitch had like the spaceship scene where they're like chasing the spaceship in a city at first, where they like crashed into.
Is
like,
that why
buildings
they're in
and stuff.
small town Hawaii?
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of,
Then
like-
now like they like changed it to like a beach scene basically.
So what we've established here is 9/11 was definitely an inside job, and Hollywood knew all about it. Illuminati confirmed. Half-Life 3's coming out soon.
It's not. Oh, it's so not.
Also, Daniel, I'd like to apologize in advance for the 2 or 3 times I've knocked my microphone stand.
That's okay. I haven't had the
Oh,
headphones
I've done
on.
that like 8 times.
So I've like, I'm honestly, all of us are resting our feet on the table at some point, which is definitely causing these springs, to reverberate. So
That wasn't. Look at that.
That's
Yeah.
what we call natural reverb.
Anyway, what was I saying? So any show that has a fucking skyscraper falling over is a reference to 9/11. Then is that what I'm
Yeah,
getting?
100%.
Also, we should have compressed reverb snares in every 5 seconds of this podcast.
Thank you, Mr. 80s.
that music is just getting more bumping next door, man.
I will say, fucking. There's a lost art to things that have been edited. Please don't touch that spring. I see you there. Put your hand away. Just put it away. Why did you just do that?
So I can move this without causing any
Ah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
get
you
you, I
were
get you.
about to shut me off, and I was like,
Anyway, so there's a
Look,
lost
I'm
art.
not that big of a dick.
There's an appreciation to be had about things, removing things based on 9/11, such as the Spider-Man trailer to bring it all back, where the helicopter flies in between World Trade Center and gets all webbed up. Rest in peace of that trailer, because that was surprisingly effective. Metal Gear couldn't escape it because Kojima was fucking
Kojima.
and the World Trade Centers are still in the end of Metal Gear. But whatever, man.
So,
That's a party.
low-key, why did we have to cut the World Trade Center footage and keep the footage that Nickelback used for their video?
Because they say that a hero will save us, and I'm not going to stand here and wait.
Actually, though, if we're being fair, that's like the one Nickelback song that I actually kind of like.
Dude,
No, Rockstar.
Fuck you.
okay, so I don't really give a shit about Joe Rogan, but apparently Billy Corgan was on his podcast talking about, and he's like, yeah, Billy Corgan's like, Nickelback is all right. I guess they're okay. I don't hate them. I don't
Billy
understand.
Corgan also does 10-hour organ solos in his fucking coffee shop that he owns in Seattle.
Oh Jesus
Madame
Christ!
Zuzus.
Is that what it's
All I
called?
heard-
Oh fuck!
Oh, I thought I heard Aziz Ansari, and I was like, what are you on
That's
about?
what his coffee shop is called.
I
He said sorry.
weird. It predicted Aziz Ansari. Very strange.
Hey,
Coffee
do you
is
guys
bad
hope they
as
make a
Aziz
season
Ansari.
3 of Master of None? Because I don't.
Still haven't seen the second season. I just remember the picture of him and the big guy.
Season 2 starts
Biggie
off
Smalls.
so
Season
strong,
2 had, like,
and
one
then
really
it's
good
so
episode.
garbage. The first one.
Is
No, I like the one with like his friend, the Thanksgiving one. I cry like a fucking
Michael, is the
bitch
big
every
guy
single
Tim
time I
or
watch
Eric?
that.
Why not
From
both?
Tim and Eric?
Yeah,
That would be Eric.
Eric. So I remember seeing the
Although-
picture of Aziz Ansari and Eric in Italy, and they get the car stuck, and Aziz Ansari can climb out the moon roof, but Eric is too big to climb out of the car, so he gets trapped in the fucking car. I like that.
Did you see that?
No,
So
I
Tim
never did.
Heidecker of Tim and Eric has been doing
Is this
like
what you were watching this morning?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
He's been doing this ongoing movie review thing with some other dude. I fucking forget his name.
Gary Schwartzman,
Sure.
Not that at all.
Jason
But
Schwartzman.
basically, it's sort of
Jason
slipped
Statham.
further and further
I'd watch
from
that.
from actually reviewing movies. And there's been like an underlying plot twist or plot twists and undercurrents, which, in typical Tim Heidecker fashion, just get increasingly bizarre and uncomfortable. And basically, he put himself up for trial for murder.
What?
What?
Why?
As not like for real, like it's all acted, but like that was the latest plot twist that happened, and it was live streamed from Adult Swim's website.
Do you want to talk about Rick and Morty now, too?
No.
I just want to talk about how it makes your IQ higher if you watch it, because there's some people where it just like goes over their heads because they're not as smart as me and they
Richard
don't have
and
a grasp
Mortimer.
of.
Richard and Mortimer.
I can't even keep this up. I fucking hate myself.
I could
It's-
do the
I'm done. I'm
fucking
done.
Family Guy impression. He just got up and walked away. You couldn't tell because this is an audio or not an audio visual. This is just a visual. It's not a visual. I can't. I'm dead.
Just
I
an
quit.
audio podcast.
I'm out, everybody. Hi to Pond.
Okay,
You're
this
to
has
Michael.
been the actual show. Thank you for watching our test.
And we're
by
back.
watching, I mean listening to.
But Michael, we still have 10 minutes of this obligated. You clocked in for an hour. You're getting an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I didn't know I was getting
An hour
paid
and a
for
half
this.
if
You're
we're
not,
lucky.
Have
Actually,
you guys watched Get Out?
No, but
I
I heard that it
really
was
want
nominated for a
to.
comedy, even though it's
Yeah.
a horror
It's great.
Horror.
about racism.
Yeah.
I listened to a spoiler cast, which is not the same thing, but I do want to watch it.
It's a really good movie.
I don't know anything
And
about
it's
it. No
not-
spoilers, please.
It's
Okay.
It's definitely not a comedy though. It
No.
just seems ridiculous to me that someone in the industry makes a very compelling horror movie about black people, and then they're like, "Oh, that's so quaint. Let's call it a comedy."
And Jordan
Yeah.
Peele, like apparently Jordan Peele's like, yeah, I have a bunch of ideas I want to explore for the social horror kind of, because that's what he called it, a social horror kind of movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to go places with this, and I love Jordan Peele, and I want him to keep doing this sort of thing. So
I'm glad that he specified social horror though, because like in terms of like typical horror, there wasn't much in terms of like the paranormal or psychological or jump scares or anything. But like there was definitely a strong artistic undercurrent that, you know what I mean? Like it was really suspenseful. It wasn't like something that would make me check my closet twice before I go to bed that night.
Well, especially not you, because of the amount of melanin you got going on there. But but like what I was saying, this movie needs to be taken seriously because I think Jordan Peele has a lot to say, and I want him to say it. And them saying this movie is a comedy is like big old slap in the face.
I think the only two things that could really be labeled as comedic, and I swear to God, I'm not gonna get super bad about this, are the guy's clear thyroid problem because his eyes are bulging out of his head, and also the 90-degree turn he does. And that's it.
Like
Those
a
are the
straight up-
only funny things.
Like a straight up like.
Well, no, the TSA agent is just a fucking goof.
Well,
His whole like.
that's too
persona.
real.
I
I
know.
guess, yeah.
I know Keegan gets a cameo at some point. If you call that comedy.
No.
No.
They kind of died off after like the third
Holy
season,
shit,
didn't
our
they?
walls are shaking.
Holy
Yeah,
crap!
Fuck,
no,
his banger
There's
next
so much
door.
bass
Holy
in the wall.
shit.
You can
that
see your
a
mirrors
mirror
moving.
is just going crazy. Incredible. I wake up at like 5 a.m. with their baby crying, and somehow I don't understand how.
Yeah, my
a baby,
favorite thing is they have like 8 kids.
But here's the thing: I don't understand how a baby can make so much noise because this baby's hitting the fucking walls. Somebody is running up and down the stairs all the fucking
It's
time.
all the baby.
Spoiler alert, they're throwing the baby up the walls.
No.
It's like a little football.
To that party, boy.
Listen, we already got domestic violence on this side. Let's keep just some screaming babies on this side. The
I
baby's
don't
just
think I
screaming.
can-
Shit.
He's
I
not
don't-
getting beaten. He's just screaming. It's fine.
The episode is never going up now.
Nobody knows where
We
you
have
live.
touched on everything from domestic
We live
violence to
in
Walt Disney
Southeast
killing
Edmonton.
news.
Please
And
find us.
Southridge.
We need help.
This is not at all so.
All right, so I think before we actually release an episode, we need to make a very clear do not talk list.
Guys, we fucking did not even go on about what they're gonna call this fucking trash fire
Broadcast boys.
broadcast boys.
Trash fire.
Trash fire.
I like the idea that you did, where you were like, you're gonna
I
come
got,
up
like-
with the
Also, the
equestrian
actual show
for
is
Queer
really
Eye.
I got like 7.
Stock Audio Weekly.
I have like 6 or
Yeah.
7 of those things written up. So
Please go the fuck
Just-
on,
You want another
boy.
one?
Yeah, go
Yeah?
off.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to Life in the Dream House, the only Barbie fan cast sponsored by Oreos, which is weird because there's Oreos there.
Box of Oreos.
The
here.
question on
Oreos,
everybody's
please sponsor
minds
us.
today: should they make Barbies for girls? But first, here's the real show. You know, that sort of thing.
No,
Actually,
that's funny
I
as shit.
definitely like the Dream House.
I like the idea of the actual show, but also
I just want to piss off new listeners as big as possible by making them come in and like, oh, this is not the show I listened. I thought this was called the real show. Why is it the Barbie Dreamhouse cast or whatever?
So what we should do is take a note from that guy in like Winnipeg or whatever who catches pedophiles, and just title one of the episodes like "Kitty Diddling for
Oh,
Dummies," and
I'll-
then you could be like,
Actually, I gotta
"Here's
say-
the actual show."
I gotta say, like, 'cause I like the podcast convention of basically naming the episodes after something horrible that happened in the show. And my favorite fucking favorite is the Super Best Friend cast, because you got such episode titles as "Welcome to Patchwitz" and or
Oh my god.
CEO Suicide Montage, "The Pope Patched Your Stillborn Soul Out of Existence," "The Fourth Trimester in the Holy Afterbirth." You know, you get episode titles like that.
You know
The
what you
Holy
should do
Afterbirth
is just-
definitely sounds like God's second orgasm.
Yeesh.
Ugh.
You should also just look at like world news for the week and make a joke out of any of those
Well,
things.
I was gonna say, have you guys heard about the Legend Slayer, fucking Grape Kun?
What?
Grape Kun.
Yes. All right, so if you guys haven't heard about this, I'm about to blow your mind with this fucking hero, this fucking legend. So there was this zoo in Japan, and Japan.
Oh, I know what we're talking about now.
So
I still don't know what we're
So
talking about.
Japan,
That's nothing new.
Japan loves their anime. This is nothing new. So in this zoo in Japan, and all the animal enclosures, they would have a little cute anime drawing, like a little anthropomorphized anime girl of the animals. So in the penguin enclosure, there was a little drawing of a penguin girl, and this one fucking penguin would be so antisocial, he would avoid all the other penguins and just go hang out with this like cardboard cutout of this penguin girl. And so the zookeepers were like, hey, this is abnormal behavior. So they first tried to separate him, and he got really aggressive, like super aggressive, and like, okay. So they took the thing away, and he got really depressed.
His waifu.
So they decided, all right, fuck it, we can't do anything about it. He's fighting the other penguin, so they put it back in there. They let him be with his waifu. So a few weeks ago, Grape-kun, the fucking hero, the slayer of kings, the legend that we need, he passed away, unfortunately. And they updated the art of the waifu girl to just be the same waifu standing with a little penguin, and I'm like, oh, that hurts my soul. So that's the legend of Grape-kun.
But he's with his waifu now. It's fine.
Yeah, there's plenty of fish in heaven, dude.
Animals are so pure.
Fucking even animals can be weeaboos. If that's not telling that the society is going downhill, I don't know. What
Like,
is.
comment, and subscribe if you cry every time.
Oh god.
I'd also like to note that he died over a month ago.
As I said, 4 weeks, yeah.
He died on October 12th.
There you go. That's almost a month ago.
Next time on
1994.
Old News
That's over a
Daily.
month ago. Going back to the titling thing though, like with the intro that I have planned up, it would be a different one every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
At the same time, though,
the channel
coming up
could
with
be
a
called Broadcast Boys.
Broadcast
and
Boys.
The show could be called The Real Show.
And then
I feel like we'd have to have like solid branding though.
I mean, I fucking all right. Hear this out. 12 movie deal and T-shirts. Everyone from their mothers would be wearing a Broadcast Boys.
I'll
with
buy a
Z.
T-shirt that says Broadcast Boys as long as it's with an S and not a Z.
really hope that
Bardock
didn't-
Boys. So
Did
broad.
did that belch come through?
Of course it.
do it away
Of course it did. Of course
We'll
it did.
just edit it out. It'll be fine.
I'm not gonna fucking pay attention. But what if I replace the S in broadcast with a Z? Broadcast Boys.
I'd be down for that.
Okay.
Okay.
What if
I can live with that.
What if
too.
I replace the B with a V? Broadcast. Okay, and the D is now a B, so it'd be Broadcast Boys. I hate how I can see the mirror going nuts over there, just having a fucking party.
Blobcast Burls?
Yeah. All right. Honestly, now I'm
Blobcast Belch.
confident we can kill this thing in the cradle and call it a
Bloodborne.
day if you guys want.
Thank you
I'm
for
actually
tuning
having
into our
fun.
bullshit.
Well, I mean, hypothetically, we could try and do a fucking video game of some kind if you guys want.
Are we gonna record something for your YouTube channel?
I mean, if you want to.
Are we gonna stop recording this first?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we listen?
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Because I mean, I have at least one idea for a game now that I have like
What?
people in the room. You guys ever heard of Bill Gates' favorite video game?
No.
Fusion Frenzy.
Is it
Oh,
Minecraft?
I know Fusion Frenzy on the
played
original
3 more
Xbox.
hours.
Yeah, they released it on Xbox One. So.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Did we play
Can we
3
play with
hours?
bobbleheads?
No, it was more
Thanks
like
for listening. Bye.
Anyway, I'm killing it now. Goodbye.
Bye.